Sound check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bear with us, guys. We're definitely working out the kinks. But right now, what you're seeing is JR setting up the German defense. And if you're an amateur or a new player, this is the guy you want. The challenge of this map is clearly, as you can see, and the reason we blew it up is that it's a 4-level hill with woods on every hex. And it's a nightmare to assault, but probably just as challenging to defend due to the line of sight. So as a defender, you have one fixed pillbox. The other two have to be within 2. And you kind of have to, with the Americans are able to come on I-10 to A1. They can come on in the southern edge of the map and make a right turn and head up the hill. So the Germans got to be ready for that. Yeah, so this, as you see on the scenario card, this uses prepared fire zones, which, for those of you that don't know, you can turn a woods hex into a vineyard hex, and with one prepared fire zone point. You can turn a woods hex into open ground with 2 prepared fire zone points. You can turn brush into open ground with 1. The balance is the Germans get 2 extra PFCs. I don't know that they're using balance, but they're crucial in this. The PFCs must set up on map, so that the Americans are going to have a little bit of an idea as to who's where. I mean, you know where the big pillbox is, and we found for the most part that the you got to meet 2 of the 3 victory conditions. The hardest one is by far the third one, which is the Americans amassing 15 or more CVP. So generally, the Americans will shoot for level 4 hills, having more good order squad equivalents on level 4 hills, and they have to control and eliminate the 357 and at least one of the 157s. You kind of know where they are because they have to be within 2 hexes. But there's some really deep thinking that goes into the pillbox setup, because you can almost make an argument, and Brian, you can correct me, but you can almost make that the 157s are super effective setting up adjacent to the 357, protecting it. We're trying to work the camera, guys. We're dealing with hotel Wi-Fi, so it's going to be what it's going to be, and we apologize for that. It's our first stab at it, and we'll by the next World Championship, we will be using a telestrator with a Madden replay slow-mo in between Coke and Pepsi commercials. So stay tuned. Go ahead.
It's very interesting watching JR set this up. I see that he's really going strong to what I believe is the north edge of the map. Unfortunately, in the video feed, I think it's flipped. So the bottom of the phone, you can see that he's going stronger and stronger, and he keeps pulling guys from the north edge, the top of the phone, down. It's interesting to see if he's going to weaken that so much that Chuck will take advantage.
The challenging part of taking advantage of that, like, you know, you and I played this multiple times. The challenge is when you want to come up from the 10 hex row south map, you're basically CXing every turn, and you can't advance up unless you're not CX. So it becomes a really tough challenge. You got 7 movement phases, and I think that's the thing that the American doesn't or needs to factor in. That it looks like, you know, what do you got? 7 turns to go, 7 hexes, 6 hexes, but they're not 1 turn hexes to get this thing.
I think it's really important that the south edge, the north part of the phone, the 10 hex row, gets some defense.
Right.
Because you've got to stop the Americans from getting behind the pillbox.
And they do that, you know, in a couple of our last playings when we were playing as the Americans, we navigated the defense around to where you couldn't come on the I-10 road and just run around the road, because there's a path there to get up the hill in the M hex row, M's and Mike's. But eventually you've got to do the double crest in K7 or L7, L6. The only freedom you have is to get to M6, but you're spending 3 turns to get there.
See, it's awesome that you're mentioning hexes K6, I'm sorry, K7 and L7. It's interesting to note that those hexes are visible to the mortar, the American mortar, if you put the mortar in hex C10.
And I think D9 as well, right?
Yeah, I think you can see
it too. But if the German player puts a PFC in K6, then the American mortar can sit in C10 and D9 and pound K7, L7, L5, K5, possibly with the J5 prepared fire zone there as well. No, actually you can't, because that's that.
I think if the Americans can find a better hex for the mortar than C10 or D9, I'd be very surprised.
Well, and the alternative is you have that, and you know, we in one of our planes, you can white phosphorus out on turn 1, popping up a couple things, and and once you put that together, it's all right. You just stop spinning. But once you dismantle that and start running onto the map, the mortar is basically useless. You might as well just leave it in the hex and run. Unless the German prepared fire zones are set up so you can get a shot from multiple hexes away. So, and you'll see the stream go blank sometimes when Nick's adjusting stuff. Like I said, we're still in the infancy here, guys. So bear with us. There you go. And then we may get better visual. It may get clearer or not, depending on the bandwidth, but we're kind of trying to do the best we can. Hey guys, if you notice, I don't know, Brian, I can't tell if they're dummies or not, but I don't know. I think it's J8. JR set up something. I usually put a half squad there. If nothing else, I think we both agreed it called for maybe more than that, just to because I'm going to get you a J9, but you can come on I-10, go to J10, K10, scoot around. And I think that's one of the things that as we played it more, the Germans, I realized you don't want an 8. So you go I-10 for 1, J10 for 3, K10 for 5, 6 to 7, 8 to N9, and then you can and M10 you can advance up here, but you can't if you're CX, right? So this is for M9 and well, yeah, you can't advance anywhere on the hill if you CX on the first turn.
Well, being able to shot at I-9 will stop the Americans from getting road bonus. So
Right.
that one movement factor is actually huge on the initial move
Yeah.
of the American player.
If you haven't played on this map, and I would urge you guys, if you're following along, just pull the map out and lay it out there. A to P are in play, but look at and obviously our map, we blew our map up for the tournament so the players could have a better feel for, because it's an incredibly congested map. Hell, I think board 1 looks like steppe terrain compared to this. One of the things also to note, if you look at the F4, G5, H5 hill, that level 4 hill, that provides the Americans cover, because the Americans can set up on map. It's B, right?
I thought it was C.
C or B, yeah, they can set up on C. But if you look at the E5, F5, G6, the Americans can kind of run around that hill and use that as cover. Because
video froze.
Huh?
Video froze.
Oh, did it? Yeah, and we're gonna have some freezing. It'll catch up. And by the way, guys, the dice are set up for the feature table, which this is, to be red, white, blue, other colors. So this is red, white, blue, yellow. So if you see them using 3 dice, the third dice will be the blue one. That might be a rate of fire die. If you see random selection or multiple dice rolled like that, it'll be red, white, blue, yellow for you guys that are watching. Yeah, video froze. So, and please do not unmute your mics, guys.
After tomorrow?
Yeah, it's in tomorrow morning and then notification and then all this week.
We're supposed to have a catch-up meeting, but I'm not sure what we're going to talk about because I'm just.
Cancel 9. So.
Oh, when was yours?
Friday, on Friday.
I mean, I don't really have much to talk to him about because
Better be here.
Hey everyone, I just want to let you know that Curt is going to try and reset a few things so things can get better video. There might be brief technical difficulties.
Hey guys, Neil here. Still have audio. They just are not saying anything because they are still setting up. Hopefully, when the game kicks off, the commentary will be more prevalent, I'm hoping, but audio is fine. We're just not saying anything.
It's an above average PM on you.
All right. So you guys, you notice SSR2 on the scenario. The 357 pillbox has to set up on map. Normally you can set up pillbox contents hip, but you cannot set pillbox contents hip with a revealed pillbox. Isn't that right? Is that what we figured out?
I'm not sure about that at all.
When the 357 pillbox sets up on map, pillbox contents have to set up on map with it.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. But again, that's
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
It's also meaningless that stuff inside is hip or concealed because you still don't pay penalties for
Right.
doing it.
right. The bigger piece, though, is, in my opinion, is that I think, and we talked about this, I think you have to put one of your trenches in that pillbox hex because I don't think you go into the pillbox until you need to, because most Americans aren't going to do a frontal attack. Very curious about, it looks like JR, if I'm counting them right, he might have doubled up on one of his prepared fire zones to make it open ground. But if you look at it, he has a pillbox, or he has a you flip the map on?
I did
Oh,
because
Oh,
that way it
okay,
matches
okay,
what
okay.
we're looking at. It's easier.
okay. Um,
P.
Those P, right? Yeah. If you look at, what are you doing? Oh, it's this, dude, I'm on the other side of the map. But if you look at, I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, he put a prepared fire zone here in, K3, is that right? Yeah. Interesting. K3 and J3 with the J4 pillbox, and then J5, J6, J7, and I7 are prepared fire zones. Interesting. But, and I think JR actually, and the foxhole rules being what they are, if I'm not mistaken, I think JR set his foxholes up in like the L hexra. And so, no, being Yeah, guy, the video is going to be kind of intermittent. Like I said, we're still trying to figure out. We're on the hotel Wi-Fi. Um, sorry for the picture not being better. We'll tweak it as we can tonight for sure. But and we have, like I said, if you guys pull out map 39, try to narrate kind of what we're seeing with the hexes and where he's got his PFZs. The one definite, like we said, we all know is that J4 has the big pillbox, and its covered arc is fixed. I got, like I said, I'm a little surprised, but I think JR was setting up his defense. So if you see, hex K3 and J3 have prepared fire zones. So I think he's defending against what we were talking about, which is the Americans trying to flank around both sides, one or both sides. Because remember, the water hex is open ground. Got a couple guys in the stone building in H1.
That is a tough way to go.
Yeah,
That's like some of the only open ground that the Americans might have to get across.
the only upside to it for me is that it's so far away from everything that it's not only a tough road to hoe, but if the German puts guys back in the H1 building, you know what, I got zero issues with this, a half squad in H1. And remember, we're talking 5.37 and 4.47. So, but, and like I said, the K3 prepared fire zone stops. Well, it gives K4. Does that give K4 all the way down? Because it can see over. No, it gives it to K2, I guess, right?
Right.
K3. Yeah, K3, K4. I'm sorry, let me back that up. Yeah, J3, J4 is the pillbox. So J3 and K3 has got prepared fire zones. Now, I'm very, very curious to see where you put the other two pillboxes. And FYI, guys, we had 31 signups. We had 2 no-shows, so 29 players. Initially, Steve Pleba had, and it turns out it's kind of funny. The 2 no-shows were matched up against 2 of the top-ranked, top-seeded players. So Brett Hildebrand and Gary Fortenberry are playing, or Pleb and Fortenberry are playing a non-official game. So there you go. We actually did have one player show up who was a longtime ASL player and hasn't played in years, and we're playing him. He's playing somebody in unofficial games. But and just so you guys know, a couple of the things that came out of the pre-conference, pre-tournament meeting, 8.2 is in effect significantly, in the sense that 8.2, if you make a wind change die roll and your reinforcements aren't set up, your reinforcements don't come on the map. If you don't reveal fortifications when the opponent comes in line of sight, you lose the fortification. Just basically 8.2. No movement phases where you go 2, 4, 6, 8. Hold on, let me rethink that. But we gave the players the flexibility to play however they want. So they both agree that they're going to kind of play an easier game. That's fine. Both players are required to record hip and cloaking on the player sheet for the tournament, and then they're required to provide the tournament director, me, with a copy of that list. If there's any questions or any ambiguity or any mistakes in the hip list, the player that makes the mistakes will essentially forfeit the match. Sounds kind of harsh, but unfortunately, sometimes you run into players that don't play by all the rules, and we just wanted to avoid any potential issues. So I was wondering, yeah, if we do a 5G hotspot,
Would that help? I was thinking the same thing.
huh?
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Hey, Nick, I wonder if you could pop up a hotspot and go through that, if that would be better. Thank you guys for bearing with us. We're gonna find it, tweak it, work it out, but we'll see what happens. Oh, what happened there? He just zoomed the camera in. Yeah, we'll work on that, guys. Well, hey, and just to reply to the comments about pace of play, bottom line is, it doesn't slow play for good players. It really doesn't. It's the difference between a Mike McGrath and me. Even though I'm 1-0 against Mike McGrath, but yeah, it is going to slow play a little bit, but better players aren't affected. It's just, you know what it is? It's like the pitch clock in baseball. Good players aren't affected by it, and good players won't be affected by this. So, yeah. But the bigger piece to this, guys, was I'd like to believe everybody in that room, and for the most part I do, is really a really good person that would never cheat and all the things that go with that. But unfortunately, that's not the case all the time. And so me being the 8.2 bad guy seemed like the easiest solution. If you want to agree to a different set, that's fine. That's totally cool. But for the most part, I know people who are actually playing who have said, you can't go back and do that. And then a couple turns later, oh, I forgot to bring my reinforcements in, that same person. And when the person says no, they go haywire. So I wanted to avoid that. And yes, I'm the tournament director. Matt Noah is up in the room for the rules. But the big thing about this is I probably shouldn't ever be needed in the room because everything is going to be rules. And there's some of the smartest rules guys in the world up in that room. So they'll figure it out. And I don't know about you. My text got much clearer. I'm working on my Discord settings and all that. So I'll try and make it better as we go. But it's all right. Okay. Oh, that's right. One of the other things, guys, is we play tested on vasl, and I was looking at the second scenario, and it's the night scenario, and it's snow, and we've been playing on the white map forever. And I looked at the map, and I'm like, that's not right. So the challenge here, again, for you guys watching, the challenge, it looks like JR has set that line in, what is it, the J hex row. He's got his prepared fire zones up and down the J hex row. Now, I don't know where his pillboxes are, but I think you can take a semi-educated guess. Again, I'm a little, and so this is not me questioning JR Tracy's ASL ability, but I'm very curious as to why he has a prepared fire zone in Kilo 3, because that prepared fire zone, because it's too far away to for a pillbox that's would possibly be in L3, which it can't be because all the pillboxes have to be within 2 of the central pillbox. So I'd be curious to see. But for you guys that are new to the game, for you guys that are new to the game, JR, again, probably one of the 10 best players in the world, maybe even comfortably in the top 5 to 6. But the time that he's taking to prepare is because some
Hey guys, Neil here. During the lull question, do you find this part of the stream compelling? Aside from the blurriness, assuming this was clear, this whole initial setup, which is probably going to go on an hour or more, do you find this compelling, or would you rather see something where the stream started and the players had everything set up, and then maybe Curt and Brian did a 5 or 10 minute walkthrough analyzing their setups on both sides, and then the play kicked off right away? Let me know what you think in chat.
Okay, holy helmet. That's an enormous skull. For anyone that doesn't know, that's Chuck Tewksbury. Well, 1/8 of the back of Chuck Tewksbury's head.
That looked like clouds over the battlefield.
That could provide a very different viewing experience.
I don't get why my text got clear, but my picture did. Hey, anti-aircraft fire notice it went into the belly of the plane.
Oh gosh, no. So guys, the main table is not for the big shots. I took a one game from each round and picked, and I picked this table just because JR is one of the nicest human beings to ever live. A very good player, somebody you guys that don't play a lot can absolutely learn a lot from. I know I will watching it. But then each round after this, I kind of don't know who's going to be in the match. So all 5 rounds will have a feature table game. But after the first round, I don't know who's going to be in them. So tried to pick it from the brackets and be in an area where it would probably catch one of the top ranked players in the game. So yeah.
Is the light over there?
Yeah.
I agree, Doug. If the video is much more clear and Curt and Brian saying more during the analysis, this part would be and you're right, it is a work in progress. The reason I ask is because I'm used to making lots of videos and trying to make them somewhat compelling. Hopefully they are, but Curt wanted me to do this, wanted me to come out to Baltimore, wherever they are right now, and set this up for streaming, and I just wasn't able to. So I'm trying to gather some information. So if I happen to have a chance to do it next year, I can bring that and try to improve it. That's all.
All right, that was the pregame handshake. And for those of you that don't know, uh, this hobby has an insane number of nice people. These are two of probably the most insanely kind people you'll ever meet. At the 11 wind chains. I'm guessing that's a deployment roll.
I'm not gonna lie, calling out wind change on a live stream is probably the nerdiest thing I've heard of in this decade.
Might be the nerdiest thing I've ever done.
I wish I could see that corner of the map. I just don't know if Chuck took advantage of the C10 hex side to place that mortar.
Chuck's back-to-back 9 deployment rolls. Probably not.
That's not helping anything.
Not at all. He got 2 at setup. So, yeah, the Americans got 2 half squads, and they got, 2 others. So they can have, 4, 6 half squads?
I'm a big fan in this scenario of getting extra guys deployed because, you're not losing a whole lot in firepower.
Yeah.
Getting them around and being able to maneuver
Dude.
behind.
9989 for his deployment die rolls.
When does Chuck say I'm not using the officially sanctioned?
Or, actually, you know what?
Nope.
I think that might be the mortar shooting. Oh, okay, there's Chuck on the bottom of the map.
Okay.
If that's acquired right there.
So is the mortar in B7 or B9? I'm sorry, I can't really see what it is from here. B9, B8. There to go. B8. I got it eventually. I'm playing the blurry.
Yeah,
terrain
so I
game.
guess it can see. Yeah,
B8 to where?
he's up.
Oh, those 4th level guys.
Yep.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like we crashed.
Yep. Bear with us. Wow. Okay.
I had not thought of putting
No.
a guy there.
Yeah. He's got C4, C3, C2. Oh, he's setting up.
It's a really important thing that JR just did right there. He reached in and moved his counters so that Chuck wouldn't accidentally bump them. Literally just last night, Curt and I were playing, and I looked at a concealed stack when it wasn't to be looked at. Accidents happen, but not in high stakes World Championship ASL.
And if you notice the red dot in the players, it's that's phasing. That's the phasing player. Yeah, I think this scenario, and we played it early on, almost unplayable on a regular map.
Oh, frightening.
All right, so we got some shots. That's a first fire. Oh, he's coming. I don't see how many units he has, but it looks like Chuck's coming up the gut a little bit.
I think if he goes to the low number side of the ridge line, he's going to find quite a few opportunities for the Germans to shoot at him.
Right.
And Americans in the woods are not the greatest.
Oh, sweet. We get to see, although we can't.
I literally just felt like we looked at the whole card.
Right. We guys, we're watching the same. We're watching the same thing you guys are. We have a map out in the scenario card, and we played this umpteen quintillion times. So that looks like a big stack in C4. So it looks to me like he's going with the split attack, right? Going around to the left and around. Well, it remains to be seen if he's coming in from off map. But it does kind of render. It's one of the reasons why I think you put prepared fire zones in I5 or G4 or G4 and F3, given that pillbox line of sight around the hill, which JR did not do. But again, JR's JR. So it's like critiquing Stan Musial on hitting, which I'm not doing. Yeah, sorry for the picture, guys. Really, I wish we could have done better, but we'll fix it. Oh, okay. I'm an idiot. Hey, I'm looking at my phone and the orange dot on my phone for the power. I had it next to Chuck's name, and I'm thinking, oh look, that's really neat. Nick's pointing out who the player is. Player turn.
Hey, big thanks to Nick Richardson, by the way,
Yes.
for doing all this video stuff. I mean, it's certainly not his fault that the hotel Wi-Fi is not allowing a better picture.
He's got to tweak it. Yeah, Nick, feel free, man. Feel free to do what you need to do with the camera to try and find a better picture. You can zoom in even more if you want, trying to get a clearer picture.
That's the way he thought.
I wonder if that works. Like he's taken off the side camera stuff.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick, you probably only need to put. Nick can hear us, right?
He might be able to. I'm not
I'm
actually.
pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nick can hear us. Nick, if you can hear us, you probably only need to put the scenario info up every turn at the beginning of each turn for a little bit. Otherwise, whatever the best shot you can get of the map is, that's even better. That's a good look at the overall situation right now. So you can see that Chuck has set up guys in, what is it, I9 or I10, H10 off map come in.
All right, guys. I gotta tell you, it's pretty cool.
sure if we lost sound or they went silent.
So we're watching this while we're trying to work on technical difficulties, and it sure looks like Chuck is attacking mostly on one flank, the side with the out-of-season orchards and the stone building. It doesn't look like he took advantage at all of coming in on the 10 hex row. JR spent a lot of resources down there for sure, but I think he'll be okay because it's a tough row to hoe when you're just trying to front. Let's watch it and see. I mean, some good dice rolls might crack a few things loose. Who knows?
Right now we're streaming with straight through Discord instead of using the OBS software. So again, we'll continue to tweak this and eventually come up with something that's worthy of the tournament and the players, but bear with us. the first rule book opening, which I honestly was barely expecting to see the rule book, and I knew it would be chapter B that we see. Yeah, like I said earlier, guys, if you have it, pull the map out and take a look. At the ASL map size, this is a nightmare map to try and figure lines of sight out on. And this is a great map if you want to learn or understand line of sight rules too. You got to use I think your approach, like I said, is probably the better one for some like I use the tabletop effect. You know, like saying L5 can see K6, but L5 can only see across the top of K6, can't see over K6. And then because that's level 4, K6 is level 4, J6 is level 3, I7 is level 3. So, and then if you start to understand the line of sight in this map, you look at how that makes you understand how incredibly powerful prepared fire zones can be.
This scenario is 100% about the Germans maximizing their prepared fire zones to get better shots at the Americans before they get super close and
Right.
that firepower just crushes them.
Right. And for those of you guys who don't know, prepared fire zones must set up on map, and that is only apparent when you actually look at the prepared fire zone note. It's not that doesn't actually say that in the prepared fire zone rules. It says it in the footnote.
Can't put the boom behind JR.
Yeah, there's not enough room. Not enough room. The beauties of technology. So, that's actually a good question. How do prepared fire zones impact line of sight for the elevation? So basically, you get a certain number of prepared PFZ points, factors. Each factor of a PFZ affects terrain differently. If you put it in a woods hex, it turns it into a vineyard hex. If you spend 2 PFZ points in a woods hex, it turns it into open ground. If you spend 1 point in a brush hex, it turns it into open ground, and it has just varying effects on different things. So, you know, and you can see from where JR is, the ability to, you could make an argument that the F4, G5, H5 hill could all grab a PFZ point to turn them into, and it's TEM and a hindrance as well.
They were downstairs.
So the PFZ stuff came in hockey pala. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Because they were a significant part of the Finnish defense in the woodlands. We tweaked it early on in trying to get the yeah, like I said, bear with us, guys. The camera's going to change around and goof around because we're trying to find the optimal viewing. This is actually not bad, and actually the pictures will look cleaner. Remember, red, white, blue, black, or red, white, blue, other color is the order. If you see 3 dice rolled, the blue would be the rate of fire, or the random selection third die. Red, white, blue in that order. But we messed around early on with allowing the Germans to hip the PFCs, but then it became an issue of, when I gain line of sight to it, it has to come on map unconcealed or whatever. And this line of sight map, line of sights on this map were so tricky and so challenging that we just decided to stick with the rule. Because it does tip the German defense a little bit. So yeah, you can see along the 9 and 10 numbered hex row road at the bottom there, the Americans are trying to do what I think they kind of have to, which is run around the German defense to get behind them, which is an argument for, oh, that's a break.
To be clear, if we buy
with those prepared fires, and like I said, I'm going to be very curious to see where and how JR's other 2 bunkers are, because he set it up so it looks like it might be in the L hex row, one of them. Yeah, Chuck's going all the way to the back. N9, 09, M10 taking the road all the way to the back. Because coming on any sooner on that hill presents a bunch of double crests. Yeah, the third die is a third die rate of fire, meaning instead of the color die of your 2-hit or IFT die roll, being the determining factor. That third die is a rate of fire, so you can get a crit and not get rate of fire. You can roll a 10 and get rate of fire. I play with it exclusively now. I love it. One of my favorite optional rules. Jim Sparrow on here, he actually did a little mathematical study of it, and if I remember correctly, it did offer a minute shift in rate of fire possibilities. Can't remember where it shifted to, good or bad for the fire, but no, it's not, Jim. Third die rate of fire is like, and I told them all, they could play with any optional rules they choose to, but all the scenarios were tested with the base ASL rules. Yeah, it's the third die rate of fire. Like I said, it's something I was old school, old man yelling on my lawn, keep the rules the way they are. But I absolutely love the way it makes the game feel. Yeah, Mike, I think Chuck is trying to envelop. He did find a hex for the mortar that Brian and I didn't find, to allow it to fire on the defense early on, but I mean, it's essentially out of the game once it moves.
Yeah, you're right. Almost something.
Yeah, Mike, Jim has actually done it. He did we see trenches. Oh, look at that. There we go. That's the German. That's what the German does on the other side of the fire zones, which is drop the wire. There's a couple wires, and you see some trenches.
Hey, Curt, this is Brian. I'm remote in the room watching all the games.
Okay.
Looks like most of them are underway. Certainly, some of them seem a little farther behind JR and the main table. I'll try and get some pictures and maybe post them online.
Awesome. Thank you. Now we see the first part of JR's defense. He's got
Fascinating. I'm standing watching Guy Cheney, who gave up the balance, I believe. 2 extra prepared fire zones. I haven't seen many games where that's happened yet.
no.
Let's continue to watch.
JR has given his first. So if you look at on JR's on the northern flank, he's got I think all 4 wires or 3 wires. A couple of his trenches up there, which is going to make it really, really hard. So I'm gonna assume that not only does he have his wire and trenches up there, but he's got a pillbox to cover them.
Just saw Chuck Hammond ask for a piece of string. I imagine on this map, quite a few lines of sight checks are going to be happening.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you what, there's less people that can play that. Not all of it.
All right, so there's I believe pillbox. That's his central. That's his 357 pillbox. And that is going to be a break.
Yeah, I won. This is the third take. I made it feel like reality.
So JR just busted some Americans. We just with the covered arc of J4, J3.
Yeah, I think Richard.
That's the problem with the Americans coming through there. Those troops are out of season, and the Germans only have 1 -1. Sorry about that. We got a cut. He'll be back shortly. Guys, I'll be away from the mic for 30 seconds.
There you go.
Guys, mute your mics, please.
I feel like we.
Hey guys, I wanted to mention one other thing. One of the things that we missed in like the first 2 or 3 playings of this game, if you look at SSR3, in the middle of SSR3, the first American MMC that passes a morale check generates a hero. And that was, we had a ton of people overlook that one, and that's not a small thing. And I'm gonna clue you guys into. It took us 4 or 5 playings to realize that the 357 pillbox was probably best guarded by adjacent pillboxes. And I think if you notice, I'm pretty sure that JR's pillboxes are in K4 and K5, the 135. And for those of you who don't know, JR will take any shot that isn't a +6. Yep. So I think we're far enough in now where JR's defense is clear. Yep. So I think we're far enough in now where JR's defense is clear. Yep. So I think we're far enough in now where JR's defense is clear. Not sure why I'm echoing. Not sure why I'm echoing. Yeah, so Brian just came back from the room and he said that apparently Guy gave the German balance to take the Americans because he wanted to be on the attack, which the German balance is 9 PFC points. And then Maurizio Grassi used what were the 3 hexes? He used,
Let me see if I can find.
right, it was the J hexes, right?
Think. Let me double check.
Maurizio Grassi used his 6 of his 7 to clear, I think, yeah, J5, J6, and J7, right? Oh,
I6, I7, I8,
I6, I7, and I8. He made those all open ground hexes.
which is almost genius if you think about it, because it stops you from entering on that I10 hex. I hadn't, we have in the past put 1 there, which added some hindrance or
Right.
whatever. But this way he could literally stop, except it won't,
Right,
because I9 is a woods hex. It's got the road there, but you're not going to be able to shoot past that if the hexes on the hill are open.
but you're shooting down into there with that being the only hindrance, I9 woods,
Like-
and you're moving non-assault in that hex, so you're forcing him to go I10 to J9 right away.
Right. So he's not going to be able to get the movement factor we talked about earlier by staying on the road.
But apparently, if you guys can see up in the upper left-hand corner, Chuck has a pretty significant force that has gone way farther than I ever went back to circle around. And FYI, not that it matters or means anything, but when we were in the Netherlands for the 80th anniversary of Arnhem, Brian and I attempted to walk this hill literally in the middle of the summer with no one shooting at us, and I think we made it halfway. It was incredibly forested. So Chuck just got a result on those guys. Oh, that's, I think, squad, 2 squad. Oh, wow, 2 or 3 squads. Oh, 3 pass, 8 break, or 7, 5, 4 units, 1 break, 3 passes. Wow. So JR had in, wow, JR had 3 squads in that hex.
What heck?
L9 or L6 in a trench. He's got at least 3 MMCs with the, I think his leaders there. I was talking about earlier, something we kept forgetting. I wonder if they remembered the first American MMC gets generated to hero when we passed the.
Can't tell if they added that or not. Easy to overlook, that's for sure.
Yeah, so JR's whole southern flank is that hex.
So let's see how you guys doing.
Here comes the man who has never seen a shot he didn't like. Oh. Oh, broken Americans.
Recommendation would be that they're picking that up.
There's the first snake eyes I've seen.
Don't forget to mark that. There is a trophy for snake eyes. What was that?
I just realized we were talking about I6, or I7, I8, I9,
Right,
right? Or I6, I7, I8.
right.
If you're firing from here, you're at level 3. That's at level 1. You're seeing that hex.
Now, there's always one hex fine,
Okay.
right? I mean, although it is greater than 2 level or greater than a level,
Right,
not equal to
right,
the level.
right.
You may be right. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Wow.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little surprised if you're right. Where's the rule book? Let me
Pretty
check.
common. There's always one blind hex, isn't there?
I don't know that there's always one blank hex, but
Blind
you have to be high enough.
But so
$131. Logitech Brio.
yeah, okay. And I saw somebody ask earlier about the availability of these scenarios. These scenarios, the 5 tournament scenarios, will be in J16, along with Carpet Airfield, which is we're planning on Aslock. Yeah, we're looking at the same image you are. We're actually working on trying to find a camera fix here quickly.
You too? Fine. Hey, how's it going? That's a heck of a box. Yes. So I think of the anniversary of Jaws. We're gonna need a bigger box.
Over the bread?
What's that?
I'm not sure why you just rolled 15 straight times.
It's crazy.
We do that for case a little bit this time.
Oh, there's our second snake eyes from a Tracy shot.
Oh, they're live streaming. Did you? Anyone? Brian, 10 minutes. You never come over.
I missed the subsequent roll. Was that a sniper shot?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. So JR rolled a 2, yeah. Okay, American Sniper's 2, and he rolled a 3, so he didn't get a sniper.
I'll stop by Syracuse. My daughter lives there. We'll go to every square. They know everything.
Sorry about the background noise.
It's like, wow. You know, like, I might go get that last thing.
So it feels like,
Like keep working it, but it's like I don't know if I ever win on that thing.
if you look at F1,
But I
there's a couple. The American attack on that flank is stalled. And then I think JR kind of beat back the larger force up north a little bit.
Well, it's like, yeah, it's like,
But
that's because it's new. I don't want to drive back. I know. Lots of different problems.
sorry about all the background noise, guys. Yeah, I think right now JR looks okay. Well, I mean, the other thing is when you look at the VC,
Did he?
the American, the Germans have, I think, 24.
John.
24 CVP total.
Okay.
So Yeah, sorry about all the background noise, guys. Is what it is. Yeah, I agree. I think JR's sitting in a decent spot right now. Yeah, I agree. I think JR's sitting in a decent spot right now. I think one of the only equalizers here, well, not one of them, but obviously you need to keep the American firepower from closing in. But as the Germans, all you're after is morale checks. Not as much with these guys because they're sevens. Not as much with these guys because they're sevens. I can't see, but I'm thinking the Chuck's attack on the south, or yeah, on the south edge that broke up a little bit. I'm thinking that's where the 9-2 was, or 2-8-1s. I'm thinking that's where the 9-2 was, or 2-8-1s. The problem with the southern approach is the move. It just costs so much. Your CX every turn. And you can't advance half the time because every advance is versus difficult terrain, which can't do with the CX unit. So versus difficult terrain, which can't do with the CX unit. But it's for the most part well covered. But it's for the most part well covered. Oh. I think GR just typed us a note. I think GR just typed us a note. GR just wrote me a note. Why didn't you give them a flamethrower? I don't have enough firepower. GR just wrote me a note. Why didn't you give them a flamethrower? I don't have enough firepower.
What do you retrobrate's gonna play? You know? I can't get over Danny. Like, good. I can't get over Danny. Like, good. I can't get over Danny. Like, good. 29.
Yeah, Americans are up on adjacent to
Oh yeah, well,
Roblox.
I totally know him before he was born. So it's for me, it's like, well, you know, like I feel inside my head, we know him before he was born. So it's for me, it's like, well, you know, like I feel inside my head, we know him before he was born. So it's for me, it's like, well, you know, like I feel inside my head. Well, he's walking away. Unfortunately, we had Steve Cleveland in for a guest visit. There he is. Well, he's walking. Join in, Steve. We're watching Chuck Tewksbury playing JR Tracy. JR just whiffed on a sniper, and it's starting to look like JR might be on the receiving end of a lot of American firepower. Chuck did the one thing I think the Americans have to do in this scenario, and that's swing wide and get behind the pillbox line.
It wasn't very good. You're not selling it. I would set up to try to stop that. By the turn. You're saying don't go there.
Unless you get.
I think they can put some force back there with the trenches.
A lot of firepower.
It's like how many? 12 American squads? There's a lot of firepower.
It's like this just super thin, dried out chicken.
Go and go to the little bar and. Yeah.
I should have just gotten salad or salad.
Go and go to the little bar and. Yeah.
I should have just gotten salad.
Thanks for the comments, Steve. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the comments, Steve. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the comments, Steve. Look for that then. I didn't check
Let's make
Amazon
another
for that
break.
particular
On
camera.
the
just
back
yet.
end.
Okay. I'll see what I can find. Thank you.
On the back end.
Okay. Well, I'll see what I find. Thanks, sweetie. Love you. Bye.
A lot of broken guys back there. I think that is the 9 tube on the back left.
Yeah, well, you gotta.
Next to the concealed stack.
Wow.
Next to the concealed stack.
Yeah, feel my thought. What it is? What are you? What it is? What it is? Are you?
That is a malfunction medium. That is a malfunction medium. 12 followed by an 11. That is a malfunction medium. 12 followed by an 11.
You're Carrie, right? I'm Carrie. Oh, I thought. Nice to meet you. I can spell yours. C-A-R-I-E. Oh, me too. Oh, yeah. Nice to meet you. C-A-R-I-E. Oh, me too. Oh, yeah. Nice to meet you. C-A-R-I-E. Oh, me too.
Getting our share of 2s and 12s in this one, guys. Getting our share of 2s and 12s in this one, guys. Getting our share of 2s and 12s in this one, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna guess. I think we're at the bottom of the third. Yeah, I'm gonna guess. I think we're at the bottom of the third. Honestly, I cannot get a feel for what this is right now. I cannot get a feel for what this is right now. I do recognize that fanatic counter in the corner. You notice every X the Americans move in the north is CX. No advancing. CX. No advancing. Yeah, the Americans on the H5 hill. Yeah, the Americans on
One
the
hot, one barbecue.
H5 hill. Looks like I think the guys in the 3-5 pillbox. I don't know how many squads are in there, but I know one of them broken. He didn't rally. I don't know how many squads are in there, but I know one of them broken. He didn't rally. Must be okay because he's taking a shot. It looks like. Must be okay. He's taking a shot. It looks like. That's an 8 on the 8, maybe normal. 8 on the 8. Oh, maybe German sniper. Pin or break. Oh, another snake eyes. Chuck. 3 squads. So you had a sniper. Possible pin. Sniper. Possible pin. No sniper. No sniper. No, we've seen all the pillboxes. He's got K4 covered arc, K4 J3, and he's got K5 covered arc J5 K6, I believe. Backing up the J4 pillbox. Backing up the J4 pillbox. Yeah, he's got wire in I4 J3 I5 I4 J3 I5
Oh, what the rock?
I can't quite see what JR keeps pointing at. It looks like he's helping his opponent remember who he has to rally, possibly. It's a little awkward. We got to figure out a solution to know what turn it is, what phase it is. It's a little awkward. We got to figure out a solution to know what turn it is, what phase it is. It is kind of fascinating, however, to watch how this attack is unfolding. I really thought Chuck had snuck some guys around the side and was coming up the rear, but it looks like JR's managed to get a few guys in place to slow that down. Let's see how that pans out. Let's see how that pans out. I did check when I was remote in the room. Both JR and his opponent are unfazed by the hundreds and hundreds of viewers watching the ASL World Championship. Hundreds and hundreds of viewers watching the ASL World Championship.
All right, so quick update. McGrath wins, Sadu wins, Pleva, Fortenberry advance, Hildebrand wins. Couple more. No shocks, no surprises yet though. Couple more. No shocks, no surprises yet though. Couple more. No shocks, no surprises yet though.
appeared on the genders yet, but the preferred date in their cabinet is that they've put
Please go on mute. Please go on mute.
Famous Scrub, you're on a hot mic. 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 Famous Scrub, you're on a hot mic.
Hey guys, Neil cutting in here. What time is it? It's a little after 5, and I don't know what happened to Brian and Curt. They just kind of quit commenting, which is kind of disappointing because there's no player audio, so you can't really hear what they're thinking and talking through while they're playing, and there's no commentary anymore. And there's an echo and people are on hot mics, which I've muted, so you didn't have to listen to them. But I need to shut it down. This live stream, you can still watch if you want to follow along. You just need to go to Curt's Discord, and if you're not there, you can get a link to it in the main ASL Discord channel, and then you can join, and then you can jump into the Discord room. There's plenty of room now. It was full before. So if you want to continue watching this, go ahead and do that. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming a game tomorrow. You can check around that same time, 1 o'clock Pacific time, if I'm going to stream that. But until then, I need to shut it down. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I wish it would have been clearer and coordinated a little better and had more commentary and thought on the actual ASL and tactics being played, but it is what it is. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you saw, thanks for watching, and let me know how I can do better. See you in the next video.